And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another lovely week of Korean StarCraft League, week number 11. I'm, of course, your host, Live VIP, and with me, I will later be joined by maybe someone else. We'll see. Well, we have a day full of StarCraft. We're going to be starting things off here with the KSL later on this evening. We're going to be live with GPO Grand Platypus Open, and a couple of hours after that, we're going to be live once again with World Team League. 3 broadcasts back to back to back to back this lovely Saturday. Oh boy. It's going to be quite intense here, and we're going to be starting off, we're going to be kicking off the intensity in the top left-hand corner of Greswan. We have the American Terran player. Usually Zerg, I think. He plays both races. I maybe think of Epic, but it is FoxeR. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Greswan, we have the off-racing American player. Representing Alpha X, it is Astrea. Oh boy, we have been casting a lot of Astrea recently, especially in the previous Funky map tournament, which of course did feature a bunch of new maps. And if you recall, in that event, we casted Astrea, and Astrea played randoms. We got to see a lot of his Terran, a lot of his Zerg, and a lot of his Protoss as well. And it was pretty impressive. It was pretty impressive to see Astrea off-race and play things other than Protoss. Very impressive, very impressive indeed. Was a little bit rough around some of those edges, but overall his macro was quite solid. I think he is still around 6k with his Terran as well. Oh, and he's having some fun. Oh my god, as we do see a little bit of trash talk going on. Let's say trash, some cute banter between friends is what I should be saying. Again, FoxeR has been around in the scene for a very long time, and I should also update the... Hold on, one moment. I should also probably update the... this as well. The in-game overlay. There you go, beautiful. Now we know who we're up against. And with this opener, Astrea is going to be going for a 2-Rax. He's going to be opening up with a handful of additional Reapers here. This is designed to just completely shut down any kind of proxy Reaper play. But of course, his opponent isn't quite doing that himself. Instead, we have a pseudo... It's not quite a Chinese opener, but you know, I want to believe it is. We're just cranking out Reapers and Hellions as we speak. We've got our CC on the low ground. FoxeR is delaying his CC in favor of an abundance of units here in the Reapers and the Hellions, and ideally he's looking to overwhelm and overcome what Astrea has across the map. Meanwhile, Astrea is going to dip into the main base, bypass the ramp, and slip into that mineral line. And this is a pretty important scout already. He doesn't lose anything quite yet. Nice control does pull back the weakened Reaper, and was also able to get eyes on the reactor on that Rax as well. So we should be aware that Reaper production is continuing. Should be aware that Astrea has to get the hell out of here, race back home, and set up his defenses. Bunker is on the way on the low ground. The main base is looking a little bit more exposed, and we have potential here. We can try and rush through the natural base, or we can try and split off our units, Hellions into the natural, Reapers into the main. Regardless, the concave is real. The bunker not quite done yet, and now FoxeR is pushing in. Ooh, will lose one of his Hellions immediately. The second Hellion close to going down, and it will fall. And with the death of those Hellions, that is the bulk of the splash damage. That's really what was threatening the mineral line as well. Astrea has defended. We do see FoxeR trying to rotate up, but oh god! Oh, loses a Reaper instantly. Oh my god, even Astrea even jumps down just to pick off another weakened Reaper as well. The control here from Astrea has been insane. And alas, FoxeR hasn't been able to keep up. We see back at home he's transitioning. We have, you know, we have our tank set up on the way. We're going to be going into Banshees actually instead. Banshees are a great way to come back from this situation, to try and backstab and try to catch your opponent off guard. We'll see if you can pull that off here. We do have plenty of access to detection, but we don't really have much else. We have Medevacs on the way, we have Marine, Stim still being researched. I guess Stim is going to be our best real answer to this. But before that happens, Reapers get across the map, and ooh, another great scout, Astrea. He sees the 111, he sees the tech lab researching. Up! Wow, even avoids the surround as well. This gets shut down, but because of the scout, we have turrets already on the way here for Astrea. He is just so ready for this. FoxeR consolidating his army. Upon being scouted, I think he realizes that he can't really do too much damage. I love this. In a way, I love this. He only makes one Banshee, then immediately he does switch up his add-ons. He's going to be going into, eventually, Stim and continuing his tank production. And he throws down a third CC. Did he complete Stim? Oh, sorry. He canceled Cloak. Let's go, Bobby. We even see FoxeR canceling Cloak in the end. So just preserving his resources, he knows that Astrea is good enough to be ready for that sort of thing, so we don't overinvest into that Banshee. Meanwhile, Astrea, he's having fun of his own. We have a fusion core on the way, and a second starport. He's going 2-port BC. Oh my god. As Reapers are headed towards that natural base, going to be dancing with the Marines. Meanwhile, the Banshee does rock up, but we have a Stim of the Banshee. Oh, we'll barely escape. Did the Banshee see the fusion core though? The answer is no. We can see here the Banshee hasn't really seen much of the production, didn't see the second starport on the way. Yamato is being researched. Astrea is having fun here, just racing into BCs. What will FoxeR have as an advantage? Well, that'll be the third CC. It's already almost an orbital at this point, already being morphed in. Reapers do try to bounce back in, alas to no avail. And yeah, Astrea, still no third CC in sight. He's still staying on 2 bases for the time being. He's happy, he's content to do so. Content to just bank up these BCs. As there's finally that third CC that we were waiting for. Gonna be quite late in comparison, so with this boosted economy, we can try to flex that with our production and make a larger army. I am concerned though, because again, we haven't scouted the BCs, and unscouted BCs can wreak havoc. In TVT, the dynamic is going to be a little bit interesting. A nice spread of units here, a nice spread of Reapers and Hellions from FoxeR. We'll be able to spot any kind of move out. But that's why Astrea is already on the move here, looking to clean up whatever he can, make sure that the BCs have the easiest time to get across the map. And how will this dynamic work? So the BCs, they can teleport in when they're ready. And there we go, they do teleport into the main base. I was about to say that they could try to Yamato the tanks and the Marines can push on forward. But before that happens, of course, the BCs are trying to focus on as many workers as they can. Already 13 SCVs going down. The Marines, they stim on forward. The tank's going to fall as well. This third CC is under threat. Oh my god, and the unscattered BCs, they're just going wild here. The Yamato, 2 of those medevacs, the boys are being pulled. And it looks like FoxeR should have enough Marines to overwhelm the ground army of Astrea, but what about the battle cruisers? Earlier there were 13 SCVs killed, now it is 28. 28 workers, both BCs survive. They're still in the midst of recharging the Yamatos. And just like that, in one fell swoop, Astrea, he takes an economic lead. He's going to be able to land his third CC on location as well. He's up in bases, up in economy, up in workers. Ooh. Sniping another medevac as well. And yeah, because Astrea is skirting here, is flirting with the edge of this cliff face, he's never really losing too much of anything. Even does bring a couple of SCVs to repair and top up these BCs. At the same time, the Marine army is pushing on forward. We do have more Marines available for FoxeR. Oh, he's gonna get a BC. Oh, not quite. Almost gets a BC. 2 more medevacs are Yamato'd. The SCVs survive, they're going to be able to repair and top them back up. And the BC production just doesn't stop. I mean, BCs are quite expensive, so we're not quite making 2 at a time here, but regardless, oh, we're actually going to be going into Liberators. Okay, no, I think that was a misclick. They're just making BCs. Marines are looking to try and catch them up, and here we go, they do go for the stim. But BCs are so tanky. There we go, one of BC is finally going to go down. The Marines are out of position. Astrea was looking for an opening, but he doesn't go for it. Does back off in the end. Just continuing to shave off medevac after medevac. We see Astrea rotating towards the main base. Or at least threatening the main. Or scan spots the army. Astrea also looks like he forgot an upgrade, or does he only have 1 NG? He has 2 bays, only getting 1 upgrade at a time. Here we go, BCs. They slip into the main base. Marines have to race all the way back home. And FoxeR's afraid. He's afraid that the Marines are going to dive on top of those tanks, so he does peel back some of his Marines. As the BCs just rotate towards the natural base, the Marines have a really hard time keeping up. Now, we were getting into 3 starport production to get into Vikings, I imagine. Or maybe even get into BCs of our own, but alas, one of the starports was cancelled. Or even killed, sorry. This is like watching Queens try to keep up with BCs. GG gets called. And Astrea takes the series 2-0. GG. I can relate here with FoxeR. My heart bleeds a little bit. Seeing BC's clown all over him. Aye. Regardless, GG, well played. Congratulations, Astrea moves on to the next round. Boy. Where he's going to be waiting for the winner of Dark versus Triple. And we'll see if I can maybe squeeze into that series as I do head on over and let him know the score.